Well, I did not realize just how many men are gold diggers until recently. Even men with money are gold diggers. So, okay, I'm going to go into this relationship a little bit more. This is part 2. But so many men are nothing but gold diggers. They meet these amazing women who are so out of their league and no one knows who they are. And in an attempt to hide their gold digging ways and their deep insecurity and the fact that most of them are losers, not all of them, they play hard to get and make women beg them practically to date them. And when they get with a woman who is so far out of their league, sometimes women are smart enough to see it and they're like, oh, this dude sucks. He's trying to compete with me. I am going to get him out of my life before he tries to humble me and pull me down or ride on my coattails to success, because that's pretty much what some of these men do. When they finally get you, then they get you pregnant, which is one thing I'm so afraid of about Simone, is I'm so afraid she's going to start popping out babies and then she's linked to this man forever who tries to humble her. I mean, I've done so many videos on this, and it's my mutual Cecilia Regina here who really helped me see how common this is. The thing is that I don't think there's anything wrong with like not doing the traditional things, right? I've talked a lot about how like, you know, if you want a big wedding, have a big wedding. If you want, like, I hate jewelry. I didn't want a ring. I literally hate jewelry. I didn't even want to wear a dress to my wedding. I had to be convinced to wear one. And I'm really glad I did. I got period blood all over it because I'm such a like tomboy and I'm a mess, right? So I was like, you know, I think everything is, there's context, there's nuance, there's things that are personal to you, there's factors that play into things. And I don't think it should be like, it has to be this way, right? But what I try to talk about is there are signs a lot of times that a man is deeply insecure, still believes because patriarchy has taught him this, and probably everyone in his life has taught him this, is that he's better than you. And if he hasn't really examined that and what a lie that is, and also hasn't done work on himself to really love himself in his own right, rather than using women to feel good about himself, that man will exploit you and he'll ruin your life. And if you're rich, or even if you're not rich, if you're successful, these men will ride on your coattails and then screw you over. They'll have affairs. They will get you pregnant. They will take all your money. They are parasites. So now I want to show some examples of some of the people I just showed about how these men, you know, sometimes it's really obvious and sometimes it's more subtle. But any man, especially, I talk about, I don't know these celebrities, okay? I don't know them. We don't know them. But, you know, you can learn a lot about our culture and even like what dating looks like now. How somehow along the way, patriarchy has adapted to women having money and being more independent. And now we've got like bridezilla culture. We've got like all of these like women begging men to marry them when men used to beg us to marry them. You know what I mean? Like patriarchy just keeps adapting, right? And now it's like, oh, like it's a oh, it's a big deal if I got picked. When really, we're the ones who should be picking. We are the prize. We give so much. We give so much. Men are going to benefit under patriarchy from marriage. We are not, unless they are crazy about us, not crazy in a psycho way. If they love themselves and if they are aware of privilege and patriarchy and all the ways that these systems play out, if they don't care about any of that stuff, you're gonna get screwed. Marriage is not gonna benefit you. So back to Simone. You know, I thought, I hadn't read any articles or any interviews, so I was like, oh wow, you know, he takes a lot of cute pictures with her. He seemed really cute, you know? So I thought, oh, okay, he's really proud to be with her. All the interviews say differently. All the interviews, he reminds everybody he didn't know who she was, which is a lie. And then the podcast yesterday, or whenever it was recorded, but it went very viral yesterday, he literally said he believes that men are the prize and spent a whole 2 minutes talking about her chasing him. Basically, she drove 45 minutes. She's the one who swiped on me. She sent the first message. I'd never heard of her, which I do not believe. Even if this man does not give a crap about women's sports, which I'm sure he probably doesn't because most men don't, this woman has been in the headlines for years about so many things. Like amazing things and then tragic things. Despite all of the abuse from her coaches about Nasser, the doctor, who abused hundreds of women, and she is one of the people who took him down. She had abuse from coaches, right? She also has systemic abuse. as a Black woman in the United States and just in the world, and the misogynoir, the constant abuse, the racism within the sport itself. She also was in foster care for a while, had a mother who's an addict. All of those things, like, as somebody who was conditioned by society, but also because of essay experience in my childhood and other things, I also, like a lot of women, didn't really realize that I'm the prize. And so I settled. I got in abusive relationships and I didn't know red flags. I don't know what's happening here, but for anyone who's judging her, please understand the context of her history. And the history of, I believe, a lot of women who end up with men who don't deserve them probably have something in their past, social conditioning from society, and then probably, like, my mutual talks about, a lot of us have relatives and family members and people in our community who, even when we think we deserve better and get to that point where we value ourselves, they're like, no, come on, he's not so bad. But you know what? I haven't really heard much from Simone Biles' husband, and that's what I'm going to call him because I don't care about his name, especially now. In one interview, besides saying, I didn't know who she was, that he says in every interview, a match made in heaven. There's no better person for me. She loves me. So affectionate. I just love that. The only other nice thing he seems to say about her is how hard she works. Men who like to ride on the coattails of women's success love hardworking women. Because when they see us working so hard, they know we're going to do that in our marriage too. And men love to exploit that. Another interesting fact, they're like a confinement couple. You couldn't go anywhere in March 2020. So they had plenty of time to hang out. Things went pretty quickly. Then they get married right after the wedding. It was just like a perfect wedding gift. As soon as we got back from our short honeymoon, I came here and had to get to work. Where's here? 1,200 miles away from his wife. How is that a perfect wedding gift? Perfect wedding gift is you now get to go live your life 1,200 miles away, and your amazing Olympic medal GOAT, best athlete of all time, is now his biggest cheerleader. I swear these men, they just want a cheerleader. They will never be a cheerleader for us, these insecure men, but they love having one of the most famous women in the world in the stands cheering them on, yay! And then go on a podcast and be like, I'm the prize. See? I'm starting to wonder about the same thing with Naomi. First date was a Clippers game. Look at this. They're so predictable. He didn't watch much tennis before dating the woman who beat Serena. And he's like, yeah, I'd heard of Serena and Venus before I met her. Okay, so you missed this? New York Times articles, like this happened before they started dating. So if you know Serena, then I know you've heard of her. But again, these men are like, I never heard of it. They love to downplay women so that when they marry these women, they become famous because of these women. They can avoid any allegations that they were the gold diggers. I swear, men are the gold diggers, y'all. Women are never gold diggers. Even if we literally get money from them, our labor is worth more than their money ever will be. I mean, now she's kind of stuck with this man because she had a baby with him. Because again, these men love to get women pregnant so that they can have access to the rest for the rest of their life. And also, if they break up, guess who's paying him alimony and child support? So Naomi even joked. Now he goes to like tennis matches, even after a year. And she jokes about this, y'all, but I don't find it funny. And I'm guessing maybe she doesn't either, but I understand as a woman who has dated men beneath me, how we can like joke about things that we deep down find a little disturbing. She's like, I still don't think he understands the rules of tennis. Do you know how many women I know who don't care about sports at all and then date a man who is very involved in sport? They study the rules, they go to the games, they learn everything about that sport. And these men aren't even playing the sport, they just watch the sport. And yet a man, like, he's dating a woman. Oh God, y'all, I can't. I've already done videos on Keke Palmer, but this one too, nobody knows who this guy is. Nobody knew his name. Even if you watch Insecure, like, everybody knows her. Keke Palmer. Can you imagine having a girlfriend like this, a child with this woman, and not even bothering to learn about tennis? Remember Sandra Bullock? Days after winning the Oscar, finds out this man is such trash, been having multiple affairs, one of them almost a year with a stripper. Halle Berry, like one of the most important nights of her life, winning an Oscar. And her husband's out there cheating. In fact, she needs a whole video. None of these men deserve her. And then now she has to pay all these dudes because she ends up having babies with them. And then this Then she has to fight to keep her kid in the country because they try to like take her money and her child to France or Hawaii so they can keep getting child support. And they call us gold diggers.